Hello guys, this is a Unity tutorial by the title you've probably seen already, but I'm going to be teaching the basics of Unity, like the simplistic things in this episode, things like integers, functions, stuff like that. If you don't already know what those mean, you will know soon. Okay, so start off, you open up Unity, you're greeted with projects that should be empty, and just click on the new button up here, right here. And then this little window should pop up. You go here to project name, and I'm going to make this YouTube course. And we don't need any packages. Create project. We'll just wait for that really quick. There we go. Okay. So, you'll be greeted with two screens, I'm pretty sure. That's what my layout looks like. And to maneuver the camera, the editor camera, you hold right click on your mouse and just drag. To move your camera, I just hold right click and move. If you don't hold right click, it doesn't do anything, but you use WASD to move. And this is the scene. Let's get rid of these. Okay, this is the scene. This is where you're gonna do things, like spawn in things, make things. And this is the game. This is what you actually see. This is what this main camera is seeing. So let's get to that hierarchy. That's where all the objects in the scene are. This is assets you have in this selected folder. And assets is the main folder. You can't delete this. See? Buttons are great. So we're going to go ahead, right click over here, hover over create, go to folder. We're going to name this game. We're going to double click on game, or you can just like click here. And we're going to make another folder named scripts. And we're going to, here, sorry, I didn't really show that. Just delete that. Go to create and go to C# script, should be the second one, and name that change cube color. And let's just wait for MonoDevelop to start up, Unity's main working thing. Editor, or text editor. I'll just drag this over. Okay. So as you see, you're greeted here. I'll zoom in. You're greeted with three things at the top. Ignore these for now. These are things to these are like using. I can't explain them very well because I don't use them that often. I just put them in, but it allows you to access more things, like more functions and whatever. But for now, this is enough. Okay, you'll see a void start, so void start, and void update. And you'll also see public class. Just ignore this for now. This is, you don't delete it. Don't delete it, but just not needed. Oh, that's a good thing to bring up. If you do two slashes, right-facing slashes, and then type, it will be a comment. You don't need to like put anything at the end or anything. You just need to do two slashes, and then anything in front of that will be a comment. So let's say hello, and it won't do anything. Okay, so let's just delete these comments really quick. Let's add a little space here. So I'm going to introduce you to functions. Functions, as they're called, voids in C#, which is what we're using here. They serve a purpose, and that is to either do a specific thing when called, or well, yeah, that's basically it. Start and update, and some of many other functions have automatically assigned jobs like update, let's just comment these as we go here. I'm gonna zoom in a bit more. If I can. No, I can't. Okay. Update is called every frame. So what that means is anything you put inside of here will be done every single frame of the game. So if you don't know what a frame is, it's like every single okay, you should know what a frame is, but every single like little millisecond of seeing your screen. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, it depends on what your FPS in the game is, frames per second. It's called every one of those. Okay. So, let's delete all the spaces here. Start. Start is called at the start, or called when the script is initiated. So start happens when the script like first starts, or when the game starts. But if the script isn't on an object and you put it on an object, it will call start. So basically just whenever the script becomes alive. So we're going to make a space here in between these. And we're going to make public. Public meaning other scripts are able to access it. And you can see it in the editor. And we're going to make int. Stands for integer. It is a variable that means you cannot have decimals. It is a single just number. We're going to put just num, I guess, and then put a semicolon. And then there you go, you have your first function. This is a variable. It is a integer. It is a it is a number that doesn't include any okay, this is a variable. Use them for many things. An int is just one example. Let's do another one. Let's do public. Oh, you can also do private, and other scripts can't access it. You can't see it in the editor. Sometimes you use that if you don't want it to get too cluttered, but I don't really see why else to use it. But so let's go public string, and then name. This is a variable. It is a string. It is a line of text that can include any characters. Okay, so a string is basically just words. So here, let's go in File, Save, and we're gonna go into our editor. Here, let's right-click in the hierarchy, and this menu will pop up. Go to Create Empty, and then name it Manager. The naming things right here. And then drag this, find the script, hold on to it, and drag it below Add Component. Or if you wanted, you could do the Add Component, and then you could find it, change cube color. There it is. So as we see our num and name. Num is a number, so it can be anything. Let's just put it at 10. And name will be Bob. Okay. We're going to do something now. We're going to do, at the start function, we're going to go debug.log. Then we're going to do, make a curly bracket. And then, or just a curved bracket. And then put num, another other side curved bracket, and then semicolon. And then we're going to do that again, but we put name inside. And you're going to see what that does. See? Now, if you look in the console at the bottom, it says 10 in Bob. And let's look. That is num and name. So what debug.log does, it basically sends it to the console and tells it to display it. It cannot be seen in-game. It can only be seen in the console for the developer. So, yeah, so debug.log, you can put, if you want to, if you don't want to put a variable inside, you can also put 2 quotation marks, and inside of it, put your text. Like, I don't know. Hello, my name is Bob. I live in a tower. And then if you save that, you can also do Control S. Press play. Hello, my name is Bob. I live in a tower. And there you go. So let's get rid of these now. Actually, let's keep the name one. We're gonna comment on this. This is a debug. It sends a message for the console to display only for administrator eyes. Or let's do administrator eyes only. Okay, so we're calling that in start. If we were to put this in update, it would be being called over and over and the console would fill up. But I have collapse on, so it doesn't do that. So it all just piles and shows up a number. So I'm just going to turn that off. Now it doesn't show a number, so it would just keep piling up. It would get pretty crazy. Like here, I'll show you an example. Oops. Okay. And now let's turn off collapse so they don't all combine. And now see, they're being called over and over and over. Over and over and over and over. I'll just turn collapse back on again. I'm actually gonna, yeah, it clears on play, it's all good. Okay. So we're gonna zoom out a bit now. There is also, here I'm just gonna write them out now. Public float. We're gonna call that num2. Public game object. Obj. Public transform. Okay, a float is sort of like an int, but it can have decimals, like decimal numbers. So let's say 2.1 or 562.43 or whatever. An int can only be like 20,000 or 576 or not 46, like numbers that don't have decimals. This can have decimals. So here, let's go back to the editor. Oops, I forgot to save. Now you can see it's loading down there. And we can see if we move it up, we can, or actually, just do 4.5, see it works. If I go to num, 4.5, oops. See, you can't even write a decimal here. Just doesn't let you, so it does 45 for that. Okay. A game object, here. Number that has decimals doesn't have to. A game object. A game object is like just an object in the world. It can it's like this. This is a game object. A transform is basically the same thing. I don't really know the difference exactly, but I know a transform has more sort of like number side options, like the position, the rotation. You can move it using the transform. I think it's all, the transform is based on its position, but it's still the same as like a game object. So if we went in here, we could drag this into there, but it would work in both of them because it transform sort of derives from game object. Okay, now that we've got that down, I'm going to show you a little sample of something. So I'm going to create a cube. You go right click, 3D object, cube. And then we're going to put it in front of the camera. Oh, this isn't very good. Here's 0. Oh, that isn't very good either. Here, let's move the camera. 0, 0, 0. 0. This is at 0 as well. Okay, that's kind of odd. I this stuff happens. -1, that's good. Let's put this down here. Here, let's rotate it a bit so you can actually see it. Okay, and we're going to make it, we're going to go cube, we're going to drag it into OBJ, and we're going to go there, and we're going to go into update. We're going to make a bit of room. We're going to do obj.getComponent renderer, dot material equals dot color equals color dot red. This should work. I'm not sure though because my mono develop is acting up right now. Oh, oops. Lowercase. There we go. Now let's see. Actually, we can probably put this in start because it only has to be called once. We don't want to waste memory. Let's see. Now it turns red. We could also do like blue. Let's see. Now it turns blue. I will explain how this works and what I did in the next episode, but thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today, and hopefully you'll come back for the next episode. Goodbye.